We'll get it to you. How about that?
Oh, joy. Okay. All right. Three. Somebody's. We're going to go with plaintiff's 380 right now. Okay. Try to keep the record clear. 380A and 33, 234. Okay, go ahead.
What you are and who you are and how you fucked me over and make me feel sick of myself. There's still a lot left in the day. Maybe you should dye your hair. I see your roots.
That's your voice in that audio recording, Mr. Depp, correct?
It is indeed, sir.
Now, we talked a little bit about what you wrote on the one mirror when you said Billy Bob Thornton and Easy Amber. Remember seeing that picture a few minutes ago?
I do.
And we talked about how Amber had just been in London filming a film with Billy Bob Thornton, correct?
That's correct.
Now, when you were apart from her, she would want to socialize with other people, and that made you feel insecure, right?
Compound and speculative.
All right, compound as sustains to compound.
Okay. When you were apart, she would want to socialize with other people, right?
Yes, I suppose at times, yes.
And that occasionally made you feel insecure, didn't it?
Not necessarily, no.
Let's look at page 257 of your UK transcript, please. I think that's day 2.
Day 2. $330. What was the number again? I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem. It's day 2, page 257.
257.
So it's page 23 of the document. Line 13, did you give the following testimony in response to the following questions? Question, and when you were apart, she would want to do things with other people, see other people, go out with other people, socialize, yes? Answer, yes, sure. Question, and did this occasionally make you feel insecure? Answer, occasionally, yes, it did. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 343, which is a recording. It's been admitted, and we propose to play seconds 30 through 45. With your permission, Your Honor, may we
Go ahead.
play that portion? Thank you.
If you look at the bigger picture, what is it? I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous and fucking crazy and weird, and you know, we fight a lot more.
Can we play that one more time, please? Actually, before we do, so this is you tell her you become irrational when you're doing movies, and you say you become weird. You heard those, right? I'd
like to hear it.
Yeah, let's play it again. Thank you.
If you look at the bigger picture, what is it? I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous and fucking crazy and weird, and you know, we fight a lot more.
So you heard yourself, Mr. Depp, say, I become irrational when we're doing movies. You heard that, right? I can play it again if you like.
It's very difficult to tell if that's a you or I.
Sure, why don't we play it again?
Thank you.
If you look at the bigger picture, what is it? I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous and fucking crazy and weird, and you know, we fight a lot more.
Mr. Depp, in that audio, you say, I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous, fucking crazy, and weird, and we fight a lot more. You heard that, right?
Yeah, something to that effect, yeah.
You can take that down. I'd like to fast forward, Mr. Depp, to December 15th, 2015. I know there's been some testimony on that day for the jury. And you and Ms. Hurd, you gave some testimony yesterday about an altercation that you had that evening. Do you remember giving that testimony?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember?
It was evening. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And okay. You would agree that after this altercation that you had, that you wrote on the countertop in your penthouse at the ECB in like a gold Sharpie. Remember that?
Very well, yes.
And your counsel has showed a picture to you that allegedly was taken that day. I'd like to pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 409, which was shown to the witness yesterday, I believe, Your Honor. Mr. Depp, and the jury will hear more about this as the case goes on, but do you recognize this picture of Ms. Hurd as a picture that was taken directly after the December 15th, 2015 incident?
I don't know when it was. I don't know when the photograph was taken. I don't know much about it.
Okay.
I was out of the picture.
You can take that down. In any event, you don't disagree that that there was a headbutt that evening. That I know that there's disagreement about the cause of it, but you would agree that that you headbutted Ms. Hurd that evening, correct?
No, I would vehemently disagree with that, sir. There was a lot of. I was trying to restrain Ms. Hurd, and once I had restrained her, I would say if she's trying to still move around and kick at me or trying to get loose, any sort of movement when you're like this and your heads are together, this close together, it's not impossible for them to bump, but a headbutt is that's pretty extreme.
Okay.
Definition of that.
Let's take a listen to Exhibit 587. I believe that's Defendant's Exhibit 587. And Your Honor, this is one of the recordings that is just the two parties, Amber and Mr. Depp, and we would propose to play 8:45 through 9:20.
All right, is this whole 587 coming into evidence, the whole tape, or just that portion?
Yes, we propose the whole tape come in.
And to the extent that the tape is all just the two
And
parties, and that's fine.
just the two parties in this tape?
I believe so, Your Honor.
I believe.
Yes. I mean, we'll confirm, but for right now, I would just like to get this part into evidence. If we can have tonight, we'll confirm with you tomorrow that the whole thing is just the two of them. That's my understanding.
All right, well, so right now I can only put 587A in, and the minutes are, what were the minutes again?
8:45 to 9:20.
8:45 to 9:20. Okay, that portion's in evidence at the moment. Okay.
Well, you did.
Yeah, but
Thanks for your sorry.
he having screaming is like somehow the end all be all is a
Well,
sort of offensive thing. You can throw a punch, screaming is okay. You can headbutt somebody screaming, but don't scream. Huh.
Headbutted you on the fucking
Couldn't believe that.
forehead. That doesn't break a nose.
I don't know if you were.
Why don't we play that one more time, please? Because, Mr. Depp, my question for you is, did you say I headbutted you in the forehead? That doesn't break a nose. So let's take another listen.
Certainly.
But I didn't. Well, you did.
You act like
Thanks for your sorry.
you act like screaming is like somehow the end all be all,
Well,
sort of offensive thing. You can throw a punch, yeah, screaming is okay. You can headbutt somebody screaming, but don't scream.
Headbutted you. Fucking
Couldn't believe you did that.
forehead.
You,
That doesn't break me up.
I don't know if you.
Mr. Depp, you said I headbutted you in the fucking forehead. That doesn't break a nose. Correct?
I did say those
Okay,
words, but
all right,
I didn't. I
we can-
said was using the words that Ms. Heard was using,
Okay.
but there was not an intentional headbutt. And if you want to have a peaceful conversation with Ms. Heard, you might have to placate just a little bit.
Let's listen to Exhibit 598, please, Your Honor. This is another recording that I believe is just between the two. I just want to confirm with my team, but for now, we just asked to play minutes 6:05 through 7:36 of 598.
598A and evidence of 605 to 736.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who is loudest is most responsible.
My
Just
16-year-old
because-
daughter
just-
heard you
just-
saying shit
by the way,
that she
that's
would rather
because
not
I'm
hear.
louder. By the way, because I'm louder.
Okay, what's
By
the
the way, my family, my
'Cause
friends,
you
everyone
scream.
around me saw all the bruises and broken blood vessel under my eye, the bruises on my head, the missing chunks of hair, the split lip, the black eye, the swollen nose, all that shit because you're stronger. It does not mean because they heard me that I'm somehow more responsible. It just means they heard me because I yell in a fight. You do provoke. I yell. It doesn't mean I'm more responsible or badder. However, I am exposed via that. The distance between Cafe Cabronis and the house is significant, and I know that does not mean that they got an accurate representation of our fight. But if you told them stuff, great, cool. Thanks for exposing me. As I said to you before, don't do it again unless you want me to really also tell them my side of things. Because trust me,
You're welcome to.
Trust me, you know I have a different side than you. And if I show them pictures and stuff, I'm sure they'll have even more different side. And in fact, if I tell them even more stuff, they'll have an even more clear picture of what I think are both sides.
Maybe I should show them this
But
and
if you,
this.
that's true. You
From
can do,
the mineral
you
spirits,
can do whatever you want. You can do
a
whatever.
can that you
You
threw
can
at
do
my
whatever.
face.
By the way, do it. I promise you, do it. Do whatever you,
You don't
want.
want me to do that.
No, you own it.
I'll
You do
never
whatever
speak to you
want.
again.
You do whatever you want.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 526, please. After the incident on December 15th, you wrote these words on the countertop at ECB, the Eastern Columbia building, correct?
That is correct.
And that's your handwriting on the counter, right? You wrote,
I wrote it in my own handwriting, yes, sir.
"Why be a fraud? All is such bullshit." You see that?
Very well, yes.
And that's in Penthouse 3?
I meant it. Why be a fraud?
Okay.
Why lie?
Well, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Exhibit 580. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention to the text message 2 up from the bottom. It's a text message. This is my question to you. It's a text message from you to David Hurd, Amber's father, on December 30th, 2015. Do you see that? It's
Which one am I looking at?
It's good question. 131. Can you scroll up,
131.
please? And my only question for you now is that's a text message from you to David Hurd on December 30th, 2015, correct?
I was just reading it, sir. Yes, yes, that's from me to David Hurd.
Okay. Your Honor, move for admission of 580. Just that text is all I want to ask the witness about.
No objection, but with the redactions of the phone numbers.
Of course. So in this text message, Mr. Depp, that you sent on December 30th, 2015, you tell him, Amber's father, below is a text that I never hit send on from a week or so again. It was in response to you. Hey, brother, I love you too, more than you can ever imagine. It's rare in life when one meets a kindred spirit, a couple of madmen with their thirst for further. There have only been maybe 3 people in my entire life of your ilk. You're a rare specimen, and our friendship means everything. Yes, I fucked up and went too far in our fight. I cannot and will not excuse my part inside these dramas. But I can promise you with all confidence they will never happen again. My most sincere apologies if I've let you down. Love you, brother. Did I read that right?
You did read that right, yes.
And so in this text sent on December 30th, you're telling David Hurd that you messed up and went too far in a fight. And
it doesn't say physical fight.
And in the audio
fights can be arguments.
Sure. And in the audio that we just heard, Amber's talking to you about people seeing her injuries from December 15th and how she hid them from your kids during Christmas.
Objection, hearsay.
Is that right? We just listened
I know, but I'll sustain the objection to that question. Next question.
Okay. After you came back from Australia, you and Amber saw, you can take that down. Thanks. You and Amber saw someone by the name of Dr. Amy Banks. You joined her by Skype. Do you remember that?
The only time that I've ever seen Dr. Amy Banks was on a video link from Australia.
Right. And you saw her for a joint session with Amber, correct?
Yes.
And then you saw her individually for a session as well. Do you recall that?
Yes, a brief session as far as I remember, yeah. And
during the joint session with Dr. Banks, you didn't contradict Amber's reporting that you were violent toward her, correct?
All right.
If he contradicted that.
Now I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
We're going to jump around a little bit in time here, Mr. Depp. Earlier today, you recall that we talked about March of 2013, and you saw the picture with the cocaine box that said property of JD. You remember that?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. I'd like to show you a few documents here. Michelle, can you pull up Defendant's Exhibit 159, please, 159. And Mr. Depp, what I'm going to ask you about is the second text down. It's the text from you to someone named Sis, who I think you testified was, you said at first it was Christy, but I think you then testified that it was Whitney Hurd, correct?
Sis is always Whitney. Okay. I call my sister Christy something else, another nickname.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd move for this is a text from you to Whitney on March 9th, 2013, correct? You see that?
What am I supposed to see? I'm sorry.
The second, the text, two down, is a text from you to Whitney, dated March 9th, 2013.
Yes, I see that, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I would move for the admission of this Exhibit 159 with that text and then the second and third text from the bottom, please.
May we approach, Your Honor?
Okay. Can you, Michelle, can you please redact everything but the second text message, please? So, Mr. Depp, this is a text message you sent to Whitney Hurd on March 9th, 2013. And in this text message, you say, you blow that up as best you can, please. We had a slightly grim morning, but not a doozy. We kissed, she splits, and texts me sweet stuff. I do the same right back, and nada. So I just want to know that she is safe. I've heard nothing, just worried about her, XXX JD. Did I read that right?
Yes.
Okay. So that text was sent on March 9th, 2013. With that in mind, could you please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 161? Do you see four texts or five texts up from the bottom? There's a text exchange between you and Miss Hurd. You see that?
Yes, I do.
And this is sent on March 12th, 2013.
Okay, yes, sir.
Which, if I'm doing my calculation right, was Tuesday, March 12th, 2013. And in the top text, you write, just thought you should know that there exists a book titled Disco Bloodbath. That's all. You see that? Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Your Honor, I'd move to move for the admission of this exhibit with those texts.
When you say those texts, which ones? Just
Those four. The text exchange between Mr. Depp and Ms. Hurd.
okay. Any objection to that?
We have no objection to the omission of the four text messages between Mr. Depp and Ms. Hurd on
So
that
you can
date.
make those redactions?
Yeah.
All right. 161 in evidence with the redactions. You can publish.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we'll just focus on the text. So we can see the top text is from you to Ms. Hurd. And you say, just thought you should know that there exists a book titled Disco Bloodbath. That's all. And Amber wrote you back and said, we need that book, exclamation point. And you wrote back and said, is it about last Friday night? I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
I think you're right, yeah.
Amber writes you and says, we need that book. And then she writes you and says, is it about last Friday night by any chance? And you write, how can you make me smile about such a hideous moment? Yes, it is. Funny bitch. I fucking love you, you cunt. You wrote that on Tuesday, March 12th, 2013, referring to the previous Friday night, March 8th, 2013, correct?
I believe that the subject, I sent her that text that there exists a book called Disco Bloodbath from a bookstore that I was in. She said, we need the book, asked me about if it was about last Friday. I believe that I have a very different opinion of what that Friday was than you do, and I
Well, your counsel can ask you about that, and I'm sure
indeed,
Ms. Hurd
well, I
will
think that's
testify
when
to
we'll
that.
get into that, yes.
But my question to you is, you're referring to such a hideous moment. You're responding to Ms. Hurd's text is it about last Friday night by any chance? Isn't that right?
That's what she's asking me. Yes.
Okay. You can take that down, please.
Bless you.
Are we going to enter this into evidence, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Move for the admission of this video into evidence.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, 638 in evidence. Thank you. Now you can publish it.
What happened? What happened? Nothing happened this morning, you know that?
Were you in here?
No.
So then nothing happened to you this morning?
Yeah, you're right. I just woke up and you were so sweet and nice. We were not even fighting this morning. All I did was say sorry.
Did something happen to you this morning? I don't think so.
No, that's the thing.
You want to see crazy? I'll give you fucking crazy. Just crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going? You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Sneak that shit on me,
No,
motherfucker.
I didn't. You were smashing shit.
Bye. We have a date for this.
That's your house
Illegally
list.
recorded. We have a date or a metadata or anything on it?
Why don't we, since you have some questions about it, why don't we watch it again?
Oh, I've
Play
seen
it
it.
again,
I
Mr.
mean,
Michelle. Okay, you know what, we don't have to do that.
That's good.
We don't have to do that. This is at your house in West Hollywood on Sweetser Avenue, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And that's you in the video, Mr. Depp, right?
That's correct, sir.
And you would agree that you were violent in that clip, correct?
Clearly, I was having a bad time. I don't know what it was with regard to completely at this point, since I don't know the date. But being illegally recorded by your chosen other is, well, it's quite fitting with the rest of the photographs and tape recordings she made. So I thought what was most interesting is that she tried to hide it from me, and then that she laughed and smiled at the end. I thought that was the most interesting part myself. But so yes,
You didn't
I
react
did assault a couple of cabinets, but I did not touch Miss Heard. As you can see, I think, you know.
And you may have been drunk in that video, correct?
There's a possibility of that, yes, sir.
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
Right. Right. Well, let's look at UK 101, please. You see there at line 5. Do you have the page up?
I don't see 101 yet, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Take your time.
I've got a bit of a bushel here. Sorry.
It's in the volume for day 1, if that helps.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm looking through, but it's all it's a bit of a jumble. Oh, sorry. Here, page 101. Is that what you like?
Yes, sir.
Great.
And just since you seemed amused by the terminology, you were asked the question, you were drunk, I'm going to suggest. What do you say to that? Answer, I may have been.
Where are we, sir?
Line 5.
Thank you.
Question, you were drunk, I'm going to suggest. What do you say to that? Answer, I may have been. I do not recall. The chances are very good that I was if I was upset. Question, we saw you pour a sort of, answer, mega pint. Question, mega pint of red wine, which is not everybody's choice for breakfast, is it? Answer, no. Did I read that right?
You did.
And you were very, very upset in that video, correct?
I think that's pretty clear, yes.
And you would agree that your behavior in that clip could be intimidating to anyone present in that room, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection. Okay.
You would agree that your behavior was intimidating, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Now, you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Would you agree with me that the standards of a Southern gentleman were not in your mind in this particular moment, were they?
I don't know about anyone else, but I have had experiences in my life where one does stray from complete control over their emotions at times, and that is a very normal, primal thing to do. I did not try to intimidate Ms. Hurd. If she was intimidated, why was she filming? If she was scared to death, why didn't she leave?
Can you pull up Exhibit 821, please? Defendant's Exhibit. We're going to fast forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Yes, I can feel it.
I'd like to direct your attention to the third text down. It's a text message from you to your sister on June 4th, 2016.
Yes, sir.
You see that?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
What's the relevance? Or you want to approach this?
Mr. Depp, these are text messages that you sent to your friend Isaac Baruch, correct?
Yes, and I'll just say that I'm not proud of any of the language that I've used in these anger.
Your Honor, I move for admission of just this page of this exhibit.
Your Honor, we object on relevance.
All right, if you want to approach, let's take it. All right, with the objections. You can tell what redactions you're doing.
Sure. Just those middle two texts, please. Mr. Depp, these are two texts that you sent to Isaac Baruch, the jury's heard from on October 17th, 2016 and October 18th, 2016. Can you just read for the jury that first text?
You'd like me to read that?
Yes, please.
Sure, Mr. Rottenborn. Is the slippery whore that I donated my jizz to for a while staying there?
And can you please read the text under that, please?
Certainly. I'm not sure I sent that text, but...
Well, I'll read it. You say...
No, I'll read it. It's fine if you'd like to hear that.
I'll go ahead and read it, sir.
Go.
You tell Mr. Baruch on October 18th, 2016, hopefully that cunt's rotting corpse is decomposing in the fucking trunk of a Honda Civic, 2 exclamation points. Did I read that right?
You did.
Okay, you can take that down, Michelle, please. And can you please... Can you please pull up Exhibit 485, Defendant's Exhibit?
Is it 485?
Do you recognize this as a text exchange that you had between you and Amber Heard on September 28th, 2015?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of the exhibit with just happy to have all of it, or just Mr. Depp's, depending on what his counsel wants.
Give him a moment to read it.
Of course.
We're happy to have the, Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard's portions admitted, but we would ask that the phone numbers be redacted.
All right.
Of course.
So you could redact the identifying information.
Can you blow up the top text, Michelle, please? And I'm not going to read the whole text, Mr. Depp, but if you start 4 lines down, you say, "And I'm on such a beastly head fuck from earlier that I feel like I won't know what to do or how to be. I feel like I only just continue to piss you off. Believe me, I never want to hurt you, and always have never wanted to hurt you. Never. I don't want to be in that position anymore. Not ever again. I feel pushed and I push back. I feel hurt. I will hurt back. A fight commences. I will fight back. And obviously so will you. But I can't again to see it coming. It puts us both in some stubborn space where neither of us can hear, much less understand one another's position." Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
Can we pull up Exhibit 186, please?
May I just make a point of clarification for DX 485? It's a multi-page exhibit. Is
it? Okay.
I just want to make sure it's just this page.
It was, yeah, it was just that page.
All right, what page is it?
Page 1 of 8.
So that'll be 485A, page 1.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Myers.
Mr. Depp, if you can go to the first page, Michelle, please. This is a text exchange between you and Ms. Heard on September 6th, 2013, correct?
What's the date?
September 6th, 2013, I believe. You see that in the lower right of the text boxes?
Third, well, from the second one, the top one says September 5th.
Starts on the 5th, right, and then I was looking at the one that starts, "Thank you for your letter." That's September 6th, correct?
That is September 6th, yes.
Okay. And then Your Honor, I'd move for admission of this document, starting with the text that says, "Thank you for your letter," and happy to have both texts or not, depending on what Mr. Depp's counsel argues, but thank you for your letter, and then going into the next page through the text that says, "I have other uses."
Could we please scroll down just to see a little further?
Can you scroll down a little bit further? Thank you.
Can we please continue down further? I think we would like through the text messages on the third page, through Mr. Depp's text at September 6, 2013 at 8:10 a.m.
No objection to that. That's fine.
All right, so it's Defendant's Exhibit 186, pages 1 through 3, then as redacted, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So 186A, pages 1 through 3 as redacted.
So, Mr. Depp, on September 6th, 2013, you send Ms. Heard a text that says, "Thank you for your letter. I love you."
Yes,
Scroll
that's
down.
correct.
She writes, "Thank you for mine." Did I read that right?
You did.
And then you write, "The only reason we go for the throat is love." Did I read that right?
You did.
And then she writes, "My throat is yours. You're going to be the death of me, but I don't care." And then you write, "I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury." I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
These are your words, sir, right? I read that right, correct?
You did.
Okay. You can take that down. Can you pull up Exhibit 483, please? This is a journal that you and Amber would write to each other in, correct? It's a picture of a journal, right?
That's correct.
And this is an entry that you made on looks like September 27th, 2015. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And if, Your Honor, I'd move for, is there another page below it? Okay. I'd move for the admission of these two pages as Exhibit 483A.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 483, and that's the first and second page of that exhibit, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 1 and 2, okay. All right, in evidence, you can
Permission to publish?
publish. Okay.
And if you can scroll down, Michelle, to the bottom that starts with, I love and adore you, please. Mr. Depp, you write in this journal, and just to be clear, this journal is something that you and Amber would write notes to each other in that the other one would be supposed to read, correct?
Yes, we wrote notes to each other for each other to read.
And you wrote, I love and adore you. I can't express how sorry I am for having stooped so low as to have spewed such vicious untruths for the sole purpose of hurting you. I am far from being proud of myself for such a, next page, grievous error, shameful. I will never allow myself to resort to such disgraceful and odious behavior, no matter what. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can you please pull up audio tape 396, please?
Has that already been entered in evidence? 396.
396.
Is it plaintiff's or defendant's exhibit? Sorry.
I'm told we think it's plaintiff's exhibit.
Plaintiff's exhibit 396. Has it been in evidence? No. 396 plaintiffs.
And this is another one of those, Your Honor, that I'm pretty sure is just between the two, but I'd like to confirm.
All right, so 396A, which part are you playing?
709 to 719. And 2004 to 2023.
And this is just the two litigants
Two
on
clips.
it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any objection to those two clips?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 396A entered into evidence. Go ahead.
What's the date?
I'm not. You're a cunt. I fucking hate you. Fucking hate you. I want out. Fuck this. Goodbye. Cunt.
In that portion of the recording, Mr. Depp, you tell Amber you're a cunt and you fucking hate her, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can we play the next portion, please? So the first clip was at about 7 minutes in. This is at 20 minutes in. So that was about 13 minutes later, correct? My math's right?
I don't know. What's the date?
Can you pull
I've
up?
got time, but you don't have date.
Can you pull up Exhibit 180, please?
Defendants 180?
Yes. You scroll down, please. I believe you've testified, Mr. Depp, you did not like Ms. Heard expressing her disapproval of your drinking and drug habits, correct?
Her disapproval went much further than just drink and substances.
Okay, let's go to the first page of this, please. This is text messages from you to Miss Heard on, looks like July 9th, 2013. Do you see that?
Yes.
And is it just 2 pages? Okay, 3. Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 180.
Any objection, or you need to look at the 3 pages?
Yeah, I think we saw the first 2. Could we just see the third?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, no objection, 180 in evidence. Is there any redactions needed?
I don't believe so,
No
Your Honor.
identifier?
It doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
It's our lucky day.
All right, there you go. All right, 180 in evidence, then you can publish.
Okay. In this, and when it says Steve here, Mr. Depp, that's what Ms. Heard referred to you as, correct?
Yes.
And you refer to her as Slim, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so you text her rears, tears, beers, shears, sapphires, leers, jeers, queers, hears, fakirs, mouseketeers, ears. I can go all night, DJ Maxi Pad. The old vintage motherfucker you went for, dumbass. Did I read that right?
I was signing off as dumbass.
And then below that, you write, don't call me again and do not expect anything from me. Do you see that?
I do see that.
Did I read that right?
You really did.
Let's go to the next page, please. Eat salad with your equine, AD, bovine yerps. And thanks for the support. Have a great shoot. You sicken me. Leave me fucking be, Officer Squarehead. Your display of guilt and matronliness as a lesbian camp counselor was plenty. Your future is on display. Best of luck.
Best if luck.
Thank you for the correction. Best if luck.
You're welcome.
And thanks for the tunes. Bye, JD. Don't call again. I will begin to feel embarrassed for you. Go away, coach. Hup. Done. Did I read that right?
No. Go away, coach. Done. Hup. Done.
Thank you. Otherwise, did I read that right?
Sure.
You agree that referring to Amber as a lesbian camp counselor is a highly offensive reference to make, correct?
What's the date here? 2013. It wasn't as considered as egregious. There was a bit more. Understanding about terms. Amber also called herself a lesbian camp counselor many times. So I don't think I'm the first to say that.
You'd agree that there's nothing appropriate about referring to your girlfriend or fiance as that in those disparaging terms in that text, correct?
Objection compound.
All right, sustained.
You'd agree that you meant the terms in your text as an insult because you didn't like the fact that she was disapproving of your alcohol and drug habits.
Objection
Isn't that right?
compound.
Sustained compound question.
There was nothing.
No, you don't have to answer that, sir.
Sorry.
Next question.
Sorry, Your Honor.
And if you
okay.
can go up one page, please. You told her, you sicken me. Leave me fucking be, Officer Squarehead, correct?
Yes. Hello?
Let's go to Defendant's Exhibit 736, please. Can you scroll down, please? Is that the last page? Some more. Go up then, please. Now, Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention to the text at the bottom. We've heard some testimony in this case, the jury's heard testimony in this case about the events of May 21st, 2016. These texts are texts that you and Amber exchanged on May 22nd, 2016.
All right.
You see that?
Yes, I see that.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 736.
All right, any objections?
Well, the identifiers need to be redacted, and
Sure.
I just want to clarify that the 3 pages we scrolled through are the only 3 pages.
Sure, let's
of the
take a look
exhibit.
at them right now. It's just those 2 pages.
Oh,
2 pages or 3 pages?
It's just 2.
oh, if it's just these 2, then that's fine.
Okay, we'll take out the identifiers, please. All right.
Okay,
736 in evidence as redacted.
thank you. Mr. Depp, if you can take a look at the text message at the bottom of the first page. You write to Ms. Heard the day after the incident on May 21st, 2016. Just let me know when you have a minute, and I'll give you a call. Nothing I have to say to you should elicit anything but a sense of ease. All my love and profound apologies, Jay. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can we go to 771, please? Mr. Depp, is this a text message from you to Ms. Heard on May 22nd, 2016?
Yes, that seems to be the case, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'd move for admission of this exhibit with the identifiers redacted.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, if you do those redactions. All right, 771 in evidence with redactions.
And on May 22nd, 2016, you wrote the text that we just saw. You also texted Ms. Heard, sorry if was a bit. Please know that my hurt toward you is over. My apologies are eternal and belong to you. Solid X. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can we please pull up Exhibit 587? And Your Honor, this is an audio recording that it will take about 5 or 6 minutes, so
Okay.
it might take us toward the end of the day.
All right, 587, and is that an audio recording that's agreed?
Is this plaintiffs or defendants?
It's defendants. Again, I'm 99% sure it's just them,
Okay.
but I'll confirm this evening.
Any objection?
That's fine. Can you please just let us know which portions you're playing?
Of course. This will be 3210 to 3805.
Okay.
And Mr. Depp, before we move on, you and Ms. Heard saw each other in July of 2016, one final time, correct? You testified to that, right? You saw each other in San Francisco, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
did.
All right.
I'm still not sure if that was the final time. I believe the last time I saw her was in her divorce attorney's office when the agreement was signed,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe.
I believe I misspoke, Your Honor. I'm sorry. It's 586. Sorry. It's the
Same video that you're discussing, just the wrong number?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so-
Your Honor. And what I would propose to play is 3210 to 3805.
So we'll make it 586A,
Yes.
sections 3210 through 3805. All right, that's in
Yes,
evidence. Okay,
thank you. And with your permission, I'd ask for us to play this to
Okay,
the jury.
go ahead.
Thank you. Actually, but before we start, Mr. Depp, during this meeting that you had with her, at one point, you tried to cut yourself with a knife, correct?
I don't recall that, no.
Okay, let's play this.
I mean, I
Thank you.
might have made a move.
But that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause I was trying to get it. But that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause I was trying to get it. But that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault. No, no, fine. 'Cause that was the problem. It's my fault
This is really pretty.
Thanks. You want to cut me somewhere?
Do I want to cut you?
Yeah, you want an arm, you want a chest? You want... What do you want the scar? You want cut me.
Just don't cut your skin. Please do not cut your skin. Please don't.
Cut me.
Why would I do that?
It's easy.
Don't. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. Please don't. Please don't cut yourself. You don't need to cut yourself.
I need to do what I want.
I know. I know it hurts. Please.
Cut me. I want your mark.
You have it.
No, you don't.
You have it.
You're gone. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's sperm on the pillows. Cut me. If you don't, I will. Cut me. Elliot Spitzer won't answer for this because he's a fucking conservative prick.
Don't. Please don't. Don't cut yourself.
Cut.
Please don't cut.
Cut.
Please don't cut yourself. Please, I know it
You
hurts.
do it.
I would never cut you.
Cut me.
I would never do that to you. Please
Cut me.
don't.
Come on, pussy.
Please.
Yeah, you fucking hate me. Come on. Cut me.
Tell me.
Not a problem. What do you want?
No, my arms.
Not on your arm. Not on your arm. Want to be cut? Do you? Just gonna go to court. It's in the car.
To me, it's really dull.
I have to use the sharp part.
Don't.
Don't you tell me.
Please don't do that. Put the knife down. Just put the fucking knife down. Don't do that. Do not do that, Johnny. Please,
I
you're
want to
gonna
look at you.
hurt yourself. Please
I want to
stop.
look at you.
I know you're in pain. Wait. Stop. Please
There's a
don't.
way for the pain to go away.
It's not that. It doesn't make it go away, trust me.
You don't fucking know.
It do know. It doesn't make it go away.
Really?
Did it make it go away?
Yeah.
It did? Please don't do that, okay? There's love here. There is love here. There's love here. I wouldn't be here. I have no other reason to be here. Just help me. The knife is really dull, and it would be the worst thing in the world to use to cut me with. It would be too painful and dull and dirty to use
Yeah,
to.
that's the tip of it.
Right? It's pretty. No, please do not. Don't. You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't. It's okay. Please don't. Please don't cut yourself. Please, please don't. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Don't hurt yourself, please.
No, I won't hurt myself at all.
Your Honor, I think that might, if it's okay with Your Honor, I'm probably going to move on to something else.
Later, next. Still have quite a bit cross, or?
A bit. I'm not exactly sure.
All right, but more than we could do.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've come to the end of our week. So I won't be seeing you again till Monday. Since I won't be seeing you till Monday, I just want to give you the large jury instruction I gave you, and I'll try to give you on each Thursday evening just to remind you, since I won't see you for 3 days, okay? So remember, it's the court's instruction to you, the jury, that you not read anything about this case, that you not watch anything about this case. You're not to listen to anything about this case. This applies to television, newspapers, magazines, the internet, and any online sites. Further, you're not to read, watch, or listen to anything about this case on any social media networking sites such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, blogs, or similar sites. In addition, you must not communicate with anyone about the case, whether in person, over the phone, by email, text, or instant messaging, or by any other electronic or non-electronic means. This includes your family, friends, coworkers, acquaintances, and strangers. I also instruct you that you cannot do any research or make inquiries about this case, whether online or by any other means. What you learn about this case is limited to what you learn in the four walls of this courtroom when proceedings are underway. All right, so I hope you have a safe and quiet weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning bright and early, okay? Thank you. You're excused for the weekend. All right, so you can sit down with your attorneys, Mr. Depp. You can sit down with your attorneys. Go ahead. You can stay with your attorneys. All right, so tomorrow, I won't see the litigants anymore. Obviously, no posting on social media, no talking to the press for Mr. Depp or Ms. Hurd. The attorneys, I'd like to see at 9 o'clock tomorrow. If we could start at 9, please, so we can start with the deposition designation objections. I would, if you could send that list to me or to Sammy. It's all yours. You don't have any more depositions we need to go through? We've done all yours?
So
good.
I have 10 that I sent them last weekend. We've sent all of our withdrawals and objections, et cetera. I don't have any of theirs.
Well, we can do what we did last week with the round robin. The more attorneys you bring, the more round robin we can do. That seemed to work okay. And we'll just keep doing it until we went to 6:30 last week. I don't know. Hopefully we can get done before then, but we'll stay until they get done.
And we do intend to be sending our
That's fine. Well. We can discuss it tomorrow at 9. And any redacted exhibits that you're going to have for me, because now I'm owed quite a bit. If you could bring those as well, whatever you can, okay?
And Your Honor, if I may approach, I just have 2 from yesterday.
Okay, which is number 40, hopefully? No, we're still waiting on 40. 40 is on my first page, so I was hoping I could get that up there. That's okay. I don't have a 492. Do you have a 492? $487A? 487. It's 487A. All right, 487A. Got it. Okay, we'll enter those into evidence.
I think you gave those to me, right?
You have them?
Yes, we have those, and Your Honor, if you could just remind the witness that since he's still on the stand, he's not to discuss his testimony with anyone, including his counsel.
And again, Mr. Depp, since you're still testifying, you can't discuss your testimony with anybody to include your attorneys, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's fine. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you in the morning then.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right.